All right, we are here with the Raspberry crew. We got CJ DeVito, MJ Timilty. We are Adorable Alan this year. This is Raspberry Crew Revisited. We'll get to that in a sec. But very excited. The movie, awesome job this year. One thing for the people who are going to the festival or listening at home that I do have to commend your whole crew on was you finished your movie weeks before it was actually due. And that is something that is hugely impressive. So let's just talk about, actually, no, before we even get there, we're going to take a step back even further. So you have some experience, both of you, in the film festival. That led to why you're able to finish a movie as quickly as you did. Let's talk about how we got started with the film festival. Let's start with MJ.
Okay, so I don't have any like familial connections to the film fest, but a lot of my friends do. So like my sophomore year, I ended up doing the replacement, a sophomore independent, because my friends, Kara Horn, Colin Wilbur, Yana DiMartino, and Mylinda Lapa all have siblings like in film. So I kind of just hopped on with that crew, and yeah, we made our sophomore independent. It did get cut short, obviously, because of COVID. But I've been working on crews with them every year since, and it was kind of fun having like my own little, not my own, but you know what I mean, like a little directorial.
Yeah, a little creative license on your own. In a podcast, or you know, I just interviewed Grace and Colin about 2 groups ago, and they were saying the same thing. It was nice to kind of have you all. You had a nice nucleus for 2 years, and then kind of being able to split.
Exactly.
Was a nice little touch for them. What about you, CJ? I know you come from a long bloodline of Raspberry crew.
Yeah, I go way back.
Do you want to talk about how you got involved?
So my first festival, I went to the year my cousin Tori made Cootie Catcher. I forget what year that movie is.
That was the 8th annual.
Okay. And like recently, I helped when I was in 8th grade on my sister's movie Rebel, editing like the dogs a little bit. Like I kind of went in and learned how to do that. And then freshman year, I helped out with Resonance. Like I was kind of like a utility man in that, but it was kind of fun. It was like filming. And then last year I made Sneakers, which is like, you know, it's sneakers. Like. And then this year I made Adorable Alan, which is probably my favorite thing that I've worked on so far.
Yeah, I mean, Adorable Alan came out great. You guys had a really fun crew. I know that working with Mr. Allen's son, Nate, that must have been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Allen, Mr. St. Martin as well, and his son as well. But your crew was fun, and you guys were efficient. Do you guys want to just go through your crew and talk about what it was like working with them?
So, me and MJ were the only ones in our crew that like had like experience. So it was really on us to teach the other kids in our crew like all the like ropes to like film and all the ins and outs. And I think we were able to be so efficient because we really planned ahead of all of our stuff. And nothing, like we really didn't run into anything because we made sure everything went like good the first try. So, okay.
I also think another thing about our crew was the fact that I'd say I have never had a conversation with anybody in our crew before we were assigned to be together. So when we were put together, I was almost a little just confused at the grouping itself, but I think just like being able to work on a film together and stuff brought us together so much because like, for example, now Graham uses my parking spot every Friday. Like I have never talked to him before this year, and it's just like the community, I guess, that we formed with like the 4 of us and seeing each other every day and working together like that.
I think that is the best part about the film festival as a whole. I mean, you two didn't even really know each other before this movie, and that, I think, just being thrown into something, you're working towards a common goal.
Yeah.
Sometimes that people's visions don't quite match up, but it does seem like the vision for Adorable Alan was what everyone was going for, which is awesome. And that's a really fun thing because, I mean, we heard your names quite a bit we heard Adorable Alan on all those nominations, so that's pretty exciting. All but what, actor?
Yeah, because we don't have a.
You don't even have like a lead actor, and we're just gonna try not to focus. We just had a celebrity walk into the studio. This is pretty exciting, folks. But we're gonna try to keep our cool. Sophia Goodsell on the camera. Someone out in the hallway. Hello, out in the hallway. But we're gonna focus back on Adorable Alan. One thing I will say about your movie, I really liked how tight it was. It was just, there was no fat on it.
Yeah.
When you gave us the cut of editing, it really didn't need much, like a little bit of like audio adjustments. And that's something that, you know, from myself and Mr. Allen's point of view is hugely, it's a huge, you know, I guess win for us, because that's like, all right, that's one movie we don't have to worry about.
Mhm.
So you know, I'm really excited. We have you next year. We don't have you next year. Big Shot Senior.
Yeah.
So we don't get you next year, but we do have CJ next year. MJ, just want to talk about what's next for you? Like, any filmmaking in the future? Any film festivals maybe?
I'm hoping that I could probably get into something like recreationally. Obviously, I'm not, unlike a lot of the like my not counterparts, you know what I mean, seniors in the film class, I'm going to major in finance, so not exactly super film related, but I have looked into the school I'm going to, like if they have like any like recreational like film stuff, or even like filming for like football games and stuff like that, just like anything like
Awesome.
to stay involved somewhat.
Very cool. Yeah, I did the campus movie fests. Those are a lot of fun. It's just a week too, so it's not like the whole commitment. It's a lot of fun. So check your school if they have that. And then CJ, we do get you next year. Do you want to talk? Any shout out to your crew? Any past, you know, present, future filmmakers, or at least Walpole students that you want to either, you know, say thanks to or give a shout out to?
I
Or
mean,
both of you. That is.
I wanna show my whole crew, because without them, we wouldn't have been able to make the movie.
Yeah.
And honestly, it like last year, like it was just me and Kieran. Like we didn't really have a crew, and I was really tight with Kieran already. But I think, like, I'll say this, like even about like the golf team, it's more fun hanging out with like the people and like learning new things about people and talking to everyone than it is like actually doing it for some reason. Like
The process.
the process.
The process is that's the reward. I think Mr. Jean said that the process is the reward.
Yeah.
I think that is absolutely
Because
true.
now I have 3 to like 4 like new friends that I like didn't have before that I'm super tight with.
Yeah,
So.
I think that's what it's all about. It really is. MJ, what about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Like I loved how, even though we obviously got it finished in like 3 days over February break, so we were efficient, but we still managed to have fun with it almost. Like the most memorable parts of filming aren't like the filming itself, it's like the like funny moments from actually like the experience of filming, I'd say. And I totally lost my train of thought, but yeah, like I think it was just like great, like just being able to like get Duncan every morning before filming, or like anything like that really like brought us together in like a not necessarily academic, but like film way.
It's a creative way.
Yes.
And I think that's important, is having that creative outlet. One thing that I feel like we haven't really talked about this too much though, but working with Nate Allen, how was that? I mean, he is up for Faculty Community Member of the Month. I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm on the Academy. I voted for him to win, so he has at least one vote. I'm sure he has many more than just that one. I voted for him. I'd love to see what speech. We might need a step stool for him to get to that microphone, but I mean, he's been in movies over the years. But how is it working with, you know, a young child? Like,
It was really good.
yeah.
He was really efficient. We just kept the camera rolling and went through all of his lines. We didn't like go like shot to shot.
Yeah.
So we were able to pretty efficiently get him, and he also like was like giving his own like
Notes, critiques.
Yeah. So he if he wanted to change some stuff up, we like let him, and it worked. Ended up working in the end.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say though is, in the editing process, it was kind of hard to edit around him a hair.
Yeah.
Because like he would say something and then like immediately look up at Mr. Allen, because Mr. Allen was helping us out during that scene.
Yeah.
So like we'd have to like cover up those like the cuts and stuff.
A couple
But
cuts out cuts.
he was phenomenal. So it's like, but I do have one story about working with him.
Okay, let's
So-
go. We're here.
we walked.
This is a family-friendly event. Is this a family-friendly
Yeah.
story for the people of Walpole?
Yes.
Okay, it is. All right.
So we walked in I think it was the second day over break that we were in. I think it was the Wednesday. And he's sitting there and like all dressed up in his like Mr. Allen drip, you know.
We're going to subscript what drip means for
yeah.
the people at the senior center that are watching. Yeah.
But he looked exactly like Mr. Allen, but he was sitting next to him like where Mr. St. Martin always sits in class.
Yeah.
And he was just playing on his Switch, and he'd just look up at me like every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, what? I want to see what he's playing. So I walk over, and I'm like, Nate, what are you playing? He's like, Smash Bros. And Mr. Allen has been hyping him up, like even last year too.
Yeah.
Hyping him up on Smash Bros, which is just like a like Nintendo fighting game.
Yeah.
Just so
I'm
you know
very
that.
familiar.
Well, I know.
For the people at the senior center, we're going to do another
Yeah.
subscript. What is Super Smash Bros? Yeah. Okay.
So he's like, he brought an extra set of Joy-Cons
Okay.
so he could play me. So I played him in Smash Bros. And I got destroyed. But I think that experience like made it easier for him to like trust us in like the
connect.
film making process and like connect. So I think that was really important to like go out, like be outgoing and like talk to him and like make himself comfortable with us.
Yeah. So you mentioned, like, because you were in filming over break, you did mention you were cutting around, him giving his lines as well as like the classroom scenes. One thing I do want to point out that he was acting in front of, it was still a group of kids. It wasn't maybe the full group that you see in the movie, but he was still, I think that is part of what was really, really exciting about your movie is like, this kid is just so far outside of his comfort zone, but he did it,
Yeah.
and it might have, it might have taken a little cajoling from Mr. Allen, but it really came out well, and it plays so well, and it's super clean, super well done, and so a lot of compliments about this. We read through the comments, which we'll read to you after the festival, but a lot of people really liked Adorable Allen.
All right.
Any last anything you want to say before we leave?
Raspberry on top.
Yeah.
Raspberry, all right.
That's all I gotta say.
Back when I was in school, it was Raspberry is Life. So Carrie and Amy, if you're out there watching, that one's for you. Raspberry Crew has some deep roots, and I'm very excited that Emmy picked it up last year, and then it's continuing this year. So hopefully we can continue that dominant Raspberry performance. CJ DeVito, MJ Timilty, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, there you
God
go.
bless. Yes.
Enjoy. That's a wrap. All right.